This is one of the scariest things I've read. Charlie Fuqua, I'm not sure if that's how his name is actually pronounced, but from now on I'm going to pronounce it Fuckyou. So anyway, Fuckyou is running for the legislature as a Republican in the state of Arkansas. And he thinks that rebellious children should be put to death. I'm not kidding. He's written a book called God's Law, the Only Political Solution. And the Arkansas Times did an article about him that was also referenced in the Huffington Post. I'll give you both references below. And let me give you some excerpts from his book. This is from the Arkansas Times, talking about his book. It says, "The maintenance of civil order in society rests on the foundation of family discipline. Therefore, a child who disrespects his parents must be permanently removed from society in a way that gives an example to all other children of the importance of respect for parents. The death penalty for rebellious children is not something to be taken lightly. The guidelines for administering the death penalty to rebellious children are given in Deuteronomy 21:18-21. This is horrific. And you know damn well that part of what he means by rebellious children are children who decide not to follow his or their parents' religious beliefs, children who are gay. Hell, it could be children who vote Democrat. Now let's just go to Deuteronomy for a minute. If a man have a stubborn and unruly son who will not hear the commandments of his father or mother, and being corrected slighteth obedience, they shall take him and bring him to the ancients of the city and to the gate of judgment, and shall say to them, This our son is rebellious and stubborn. He slighteth hearing our admonitions. He giveth himself to revelling and to debauchery and banquetings. The people of the city shall stone him, and he shall die, that you may take away the evil out of the midst of you, and all Israel hearing it may be afraid." This could apply to just about every teenager on the planet. Let's go back to the excerpt from Mr. Fuckyou's book. This passage does not give parents blanket authority to kill their children. They must follow the proper procedure in order to have the death penalty executed against their children. Oh, dear God. I can't think of one instance in the scripture where the parents had their child put to death. Why is this so? Other than the love of Christ has for us, there is no greater love than that of a parent for their child. The last people who would want to see a child put to death would be the parents of the child. Even so, the scripture provides a safeguard to protect children from parents who would wrongly exercise the death penalty against them. Parents are required to bring their children to the gate of the city. The gate of the city was a place where the elders of the city met and made judicial pronouncements. In other words, the parents were required to take their children to a court of law and lay out their case before the proper judicial authority, and let the judicial authority determine if their child to be put to death. I've got to stop here for a minute because he says there's no greater love for a parent than a child. And then he says the parents are the ones who are going to take their children to the judicial authority to determine if they should be put to death. I mean, seriously? Parents going to take their kids to court and said, hey, they've been bad. Think we should kill them? Oh, my. Anyway. And to continue from his book, I know of many cases of rebellious children, however. I cannot think of one case where I believe that a parent had given up on their child to the point that they would have taken their child to a court of law and asked the court to rule the child to be put to death. Even though this procedure would rarely be used, if it were the law of the land, it would give parents authority. Children would know that their parents had authority, and it would be a tremendous incentive for children to give proper respect to their parents. This is utterly and absolutely insane. This is the biblical or Old Testament equivalent of the Taliban. To take this literally and to even suggest that a child should be considered for death, no matter what sort of judicial restraints there might be. Just to even think of such a thing is an abomination. The Bible talks a lot about abominations. They define the term pretty loosely. But to me, this is a true abomination. It's interesting, too, that some of what Fuckyou, has said has been criticized by some people in the Republican Party. But nobody in the party has asked for their money back or asked him to withdraw. The majority, according to the Arkansas Times, majority-controlled legislature is far too important for them to abandon a candidate, no matter how extreme, which tells you a little something about the Republican majority governance. There's a little more I can say about this, except this man should not be anywhere near any form of governance. I will leave you the references below. And thanks for listening. Bye.